Hello my lovelies and welcome to my channel WYRD is the New Black. My name is Kat and this is a channeled reading, another one. Spirit tapped me on the back and basically said you're going to be doing a channeled reading and the title will be What Spirits Are Hanging Out With You. And I was like, okay, fine, this is going to be interesting. So I'm more than happy to take that on board. I have finished my website. For those of you who'd like to book a private reading with me, you will find the link below. It's super easy. You can book entirely online and then we'll just set up a time. For those of you that have had more than 3 readings with me, you are my tribe. Therefore, you are going to have access to a tribe members page, which will give you discounted readings and also some exclusive reads. And you will be allowed to share these discounts with your friends and family also, but you will have to book on their behalf because loyalty should always come with money off, in my view. Anyhow, take a moment to resonate towards your particular stack and just take a couple of deep breaths and see which one you're drawn to. And as ever, my darlings, I will see you on the other side. Hello, stack one, and welcome. So, I don't know quite why I've chosen to do this reading, but again, I felt like I was being downloaded information. So I thought I'd do another channeled one this time round. So this reading is about what spirits are hanging out with you. And I said spirit because I kind of left it quite broad because I feel like, you know, maybe craziness will ensue, frankly, because there's a lot of what I would term spiritual force or spirit force. Spirit is my collective term, so it could be bloody anything, frankly. But I am getting a frequency coming through pretty strong with your stack already. And what I am seeing is an older female. This female is showing me that she has grey hair. That's what she's saying. Actually, no, I'm saying it's salt and pepper is what I want to say. Salt and pepper. This is one feisty mama, and I call her mama because I feel that she holds matriarchal position. So you may be familiar with this person as somebody who has passed over. For you is what I'm getting for some of this frequency. Others, I feel like there's a strong matriarchal energetic in your lineage. Very strong female figureheads, female power heads, very strong maternity. For some of you, this could be cultural. For example, this will cover things like Judaism or like, I think parts of ancient Greece also had carry matriarchal lineage. I do feel that this is of significance to some of you. Otherwise, this, or maybe both, this is somebody that has passed over. This energy is a powerhouse. A powerhouse of pragmatism is what I want to say. Hugely efficient, domestically unsurpassably capable is what I want to say. This is an energy that was always busy, is my feeling. An energy that always kept themselves busy, always had something to do or get on with. I'm feeling very practical energy as well here. Wouldn't be surprised if some of this heritage relates to working the land in some way, or animal husbandry of some description too. There's something very traditional about this as a female role in it, because the domestic energy, literally queen of the castle is what I want to say here. This person is queen of their environment, queen of their home, and their home is of high significance. Home is a message coming through here. I feel like in some way the traditional elements here, they're kind of representative of what this energy is trying to get you to focus on. And I feel it's like a slightly harrying energy. I don't think I said that right, but like slightly harassing energy about this person or this frequency in terms of trying to get you organized. This person or this energy is trying to get you organized. They're kind of poking you around a little bit is what I'm feeling. Like, come on, get up, do this, organize that, clean this. And it feels quite domestic. It feels like there's quite a lot that could be done or that needs to be done in your home world or in a domestic sense. Maybe you've got a list. And this person or this frequency is saying, come on now, like now is the time to get up and get on with it. That I can see this elderly female with like a proper, like, I don't want to call it that, but like, yeah, some would describe this as a battle axe. Just don't like that. Didn't think so. Sorry. But there's like folded arms here, and there's a no-nonsense energy about this. There's no nonsense about this. I really feel like for most of these people, they were either mothers or they occupied a role of mothering. Definitely when they were around, when they were alive. If it's not a person from your past, from your heritage, then this is emblematic of the frequency of what I would call the Corona energy. The elder energy is coming through, and this could be an ancestral flavour as well for me, but more of the kind of spiritual ancestry that accompany us is what I'm getting. So this female energy is leading me outside in my mind and pointing up to the stars. Some of these people may have had sticks. That's what I'm getting. I'm feeling like you're leaning on me and then pointing with a stick. So this person got to an older age is what I want to say. This person was, yeah, she's telling me to watch it. This person is like no nonsense, but it's kind of like it's delivered. You have to look through the veil of seriousness to understand that the humour is very dry on the other side of this, on the other side of her face, is what I want to say, because I feel like she gives nothing away, and it could be terrifying, frankly, if you took her the wrong way. Utterly terrifying, especially for young people who had no concept of that kind of humour. That's what I'm feeling. Yeah, she's the sort of person that children would tell stories about in, like, hushed tones. Which makes sense for the crone energy, doesn't it? Makes sense for the crone energy. And she's taking me outside and she's showing me the moon, and it's a half moon is what I'm seeing. I have no idea why I'm looking at this. I feel like she's trying to tell me that you're halfway through something. There's a process that you're halfway through is what I'm getting. It feels like a waxing moon coming up to the full. That's what I want to say. It feels like a waxing moon, like you're half full, but you're getting fuller. I don't know. Like midway through the term is what I want to say here for some people. But it's like a halfway mark in the process is what this ancestor is saying to me, that they want you to know that you are halfway. Yes, she's nodding. This is interesting because this came up in another reading that I did, but I am getting the frequency, especially, so whatever culture you are, I feel like the ancestral spirit side of this energy is pointing to the east. It's pointing to the oriental east. I'm feeling Japan, China, Taiwan, that kind of frequency, maybe India too, a little bit here. I feel, yeah, there's this a heritage, or that's the accompanying energy. That's the accompanying energy with this frequency. And then this powerful maternity is what I'm wanting to say. And it's showing itself like a dragon. I'm seeing the dragon again. I saw that in another reading. Same flavour. Interesting. Although this energy is a bit sergeant major, if you know what I mean, this is an incredibly valuable frequency, an incredibly valuable energy in terms of motivational force, in terms of good habit, good regularity, good routine is what I want to say. So maybe some of you struggle with that, or there's a little bit of like chaos going on at the moment, or that you feel like things are a bit messy, I want to say, or whatever. But this energy is going to be, and I feel paperwork. I'm seeing paperwork for some of you as well here. So it could be that she's pointing out areas that, yeah, okay, thanks. Yeah, she just pointed out one to me. Yeah, thanks very much. I am aware of that. Yeah, I'll get around to it. See what I mean? She just pointed to a drawer in my mind that is complete. Well, it's not completely horrendous, but it is only semi-organised. Yeah, she's showing me the half moon again. So she's saying half-assed. That's what I'm hearing. So yeah, I'm being used as an example here. So I hope you know you're not alone if this is resonating with you, because I feel like this energy is here to help assist efficiency. And I'm feeling like a scaling down of things, like if it's inefficient or if it's not necessary or if it's just taking up space, then get rid of it is what I'm saying. Only keep the items or of significance or import. And yeah, there's a sifting and a sort of a cleansing going on here. Some of you may be involved in some kind of paperwork that could be to do with maybe moving, or there's some kind of legality is what I want to say. So something that requires contractual arrangement, or so it's stuff that can't be avoided, that you need to know what you're doing. There's a kind of a technical energy around this. Some of this could even be online is what I'm feeling. So what I'm being shown is that things need to be sort of properly organised or arranged or neatened or simplified. Yeah, she is just a queen of efficiency. I feel like there's nothing that's surplus to requirement. Everything has a purpose or a use or is deeply personal. So she's not asking you to kick out things that are of real significance to you on an emotional level, but to try and declutter on the practical or physical level, or understand or read the small print. I'm hearing that as well. Make sure you read the small print. Yeah, she's pointing to a clock here. I think that some of you are leaving things like late in the day is what I want to say, instead of sort of sorting it out and then, So, yeah, she's saying, don't cut it too fine to sort this stuff out. Don't do it. It's better to do it now. You will optimize your time, utilize your time in the way that you can at this point in time. I feel like you're being given a window, is what I want to say, to sort this stuff out. So it's about stripping back. I'm seeing a snake now. Again, feeling that oriental flavour. I'm seeing snake charmers. I'm seeing kind of Aladdin type vibe going. So this is Middle Eastern energy that's coming through here too. There is this sense of, what's this snake telling me? Okay, so yeah, you're midway through shedding a skin is what I'm seeing. Midway through shedding a skin. It's like halfway peeled down like a banana is what I'm seeing. And so this is a transformational process. Therefore, you assisting the energetic in your environment. I'm seeing feng shui now. I'm being shown feng shui as like literally typed in my mind. So again, some of you might want to be aware of the energetic movement in your home environment, and if there's certain things or blockages or issues that are bothering you, or it's the wrong colour or anything like that, I feel like these things need to be looked at. Yeah, it kind of, something requires a fine eye or a fine tooth comb or some kind of technical look at things or organisation is what I'm feeling here, so that everything is just so. That's what I'm hearing, just so. Yeah, I get the feeling that you have some control over speeding this transformation here, and I am hearing do without doing and everything gets done. That is a Norse term that does sometimes come to my mind. So I'm feeling no stress, no panic, do without doing, just allow yourself to flow and allow yourself to kind of, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Potter. For some reason I'm looking for the word potter. Potter about and get stuff done in the pottering is what I want to say, because I feel that is going to help you like stay clear of feeling stressed or heavy about some kind of organisation or getting rid of, or some kind of energy like that, and to make sure that you take frequent breaks. That's what I'm feeling. So it's kind of meandering around while getting stuff done is what I'm feeling here. Because I feel like some of you might over-organise yourself like in advance, and then that takes so much out of you that you can't be asked to do anything else. I totally relate to this as well. I get halfway through something and I'm like, oh God, because I've devoted so much of my time and concentration in that particular space, like with full focus, that I haven't taken enough breaks, which means that I'm stone cold bored of it midway through, and I sort of give up before I carry on and complete it. So that's exactly what is being told to me here to tell you about my process, so that we both understand that we need to get it done. Okay? So yeah. For those of you that this is a person that you knew and that has passed over, I feel like this person could hug like a bear. And I think that for a lot of these people, they weren't actually that big, but their capability of hugging, it was like the force of 10 tigers, is what I want to say. This person came with the force of 10 tigers. And again, that Eastern flavour for me, that Eastern flavour, yeah, I'm seeing India now. For very few of you, there is some kind of connection to Rudyard Kipling's The Jungle Book. I don't know why I need to say that, but for somebody that is quite important here. And I can't help but notice how many animal totems have come through during this reading. So many animals, like bear, tiger, dragon, snake, that kind of thing, like totems. That's what it feels like. It feels like shamanic totems coming through here. I feel like these totems could really assist you at this point in time. Now she's telling me to go through the totems and point out associations that I see with them. So, okay, so I'm going to start with the tiger, and for what I feel here is standing your ground, independence, strong boundaries. That's what I'm getting as well here, very strong boundaries. Not really being asked to screw with anything that's beneath you or anyone that's beneath you. Yeah. And claiming sovereignty, that's what I'm hearing, claiming sovereignty. The bear, I am seeing domestic and home energy, again with the bear, also protective energy, and this ancestor is showing me that there is bear level protection around you, bear hugs, bear protection, like enormous heart. This is enormous, big-hearted energy. Even if this person did not show outwardly or was very demonstrative, I feel like for some of them they were, though. For some of them they were. This is somebody with like a powerhouse of compassion. Like it's like furnace level protective mothering love here. Okay, so the snake here is signifying your healing, your midway through healing process. That's what I'm feeling with that snake energy that's coming through. Yeah, a midway through healing process, and midway through an enormous transformation. You are shedding a skin. You will emerge very different. You know you're only halfway through. You're halfway through. So some of you might be like, yay, I'm halfway through, and others might be like, oh God, I'm only halfway through. You can get through this quicker by rolling with your inner magic. That's what I'm hearing, inner magic. Some of you are very magical. Why are you not using your magic? That is what I'm hearing. That is what she's saying. Use your goddamn magic. Wow. She probably wouldn't use the word goddamn, but, you know, just putting that in there. And the dragon feels like raw life force, I've got to say. I feel like it's offering you a lift. I'm seeing the never-ending story for those of you who are fans. I'm seeing the never-ending story and that dragon, like, dog thing. That offering a lift. So this is spirit offering you a lift and saying, look, You know, we can get you to where you want to go at record-breaking speed, and we have immense power to assist with this process. But you need to meet us halfway. It's that halfway energy again. Meet us halfway. And you could well be blown away at how quickly you get to where you want to go. That's what I'm hearing. So I haven't failed to notice that we've had the moon, we've had the four animals, we've had elements. I feel, no, we haven't had elements, but I am seeing them. Yeah, I am seeing them, and I'm seeing the wheel, the 4 directions. So this is big, magical energy for me. This is very shamanic. This is very tribal. This is very universal. Is my feeling on this. So this for me is stepping. This is not necessarily to do with those of you that have had somebody pass over. This is the ancestral flavour of the frequency that's coming through, and your magic is strong. Your lineage of magic is strong, is what I want to say. The force is strong with this one, is what I'm hearing. Yes, my Jedis. Stack 1, Jedis. Excellent. I've been trying to find you guys. So yeah, anyway, you are my Jedis, and I feel that that's what they're saying, that, you know, use the force, and that's what the dragon represents. It's the force that is available to you, but you need to direct it. At the moment, the energy is a bit dissipated or distractible, is what I'm feeling, or just or chaotic. It could just feel a bit chaotic, or that your environment has like gradually crept into a pit of chaos or something like that, or there's areas of it that you just have tucked away and you don't look at all. But there is some kind of need to deal with paperwork, or to deal with some kind of administrative or legal stuff here. So to get the ball rolling on that, then they can assist you and help come in. Anyway, really, really hope that resonated with you as step ones. And if it did, please like, subscribe, share, drop me a comment, let me know. Especially for those of you that you can relate to this person as a person that has passed over, because that is the frequency that I was picking up for some of you. I'd be really interested to know who this person was to you, and they sound pretty epic, gotta say. Much love. Oh yeah, okay, so, and much love from that energy too. That's what I'm getting. Tell them I love them. Okay, they love you. That's wonderful. Wow, that felt just so heartfelt that it's really emotional. There is a lot of love in that space. I just want you to know that's that ones. There's a lot of love from this person, or from the spiritual energy that this person is representing. There is so much love coming through here, and you need to know that. They say you need to know that. All right then, much love from me as well, and I'll catch you soon. Bye. Hello to those of you that chose number 2. I am again being called to do a channeled reading, and this time I feel that I need to point out spiritual energies that are hanging out with you. Maybe some of you need a little bit of reassurance, or I don't know, like various things I imagine. So I'm just tuning in with your frequency. Well, this feels this feels very different to what I was getting with the first pile. This is a big this is a big frequency, is what I want to say. This is a broad energy. This is a broad energy. This is a very strong character. It feels very archetypal, this flavour for me. Wouldn't be remotely surprised if this is some kind of spiritual guide that I am moving in sync with, or some kind of broader frequency. I'm seeing a planet now. I am being shown a planet. I'm hearing planetary frequency. Okay, so there might be an association with this energy and a particular planet. Maybe I'm hearing mercurial. So Mercury is what I'm getting for most of this frequency. Yeah, mercurial energy coming through. Very strong archetypal energy, feeling of strong masculinity here, also of sort of prime energy, prime of life energy is what I'm getting coming through with that as well. So yeah, a kind of energy that has a maturity about it, but it's not too young. This is not but somebody who's got lots of energy in terms of dynamism is what I want to say. This is a dynamic flavor. There is some kind of association with Mercury. I'm seeing wings now, so maybe there's an association with wings or winged elemental, or there is birds may be of high symbolism to some of you. It doesn't matter the bird either, I'm being told, anything with wings. So I'm actually now seeing like angelic flavor, angelic frequency. This is very, this feels very divine energy. So what I'm getting is archetypal, divine nature. So an archetypal frequency is coming through. This is the magician. There's the Mercury, the mercurial element. This is the magician in the tarot cards. So for me, this could be associated with deity energy, like Mercury or Hermes in the Greek legends was, and Thoth in the Egyptian legends, if you want to go back further, was a god and also a messenger of the gods, which is why I'm seeing the wings, because that's the association. Wow, this energy is powerful and it feels enormous. This is like the way I want to describe this is like being in a slipstream of the ocean. So there's the ocean, let's call that consciousness, and let's call the slipstream the mercurial energy of consciousness associated with various deities throughout human history, and the tarot card, the magician, and the archetype of the magician. That's what I'm getting. So this is an energy that is trying to communicate to you via and help you translate source frequency energy, help you understand the bigger currents. That's what I'm hearing, the bigger currents of things, and how to navigate those spaces, or how to allow them to navigate those spaces for you as well, how to know how to hand over to the higher spiritual frequencies and trust your positioning and just stay balanced. That sort of thing is what I'm getting through. Also, huge association to communication here up in this space. Thoth in the Egyptian mythology was the creator of language, the inventor of language in the alphabet. Similarly, Hermes. Similarly, Mercury, although he gets demoted a bit each time, I'm talking about the oldest, broadest frequency of this energetic, and in that way it feels like tapped into the source, tapped into source energy. This energy is like a filtration system for which you can understand the world through your particular lens at this moment. And this is about expressing yourself, especially in the realm of articulation, in the realm of writing, poetry, fiction, documentaries, journalistic, anything like that. This can cover blogging, rapping, like lyricism is what I'm hearing. It's very creative expression is what I'm getting through, or anything connected with travel and trade as well, as specifically business. Here's what I'm getting here too, because that was an association. I'm seeing his staff now. The caudicus, I think that's how it was pronounced. The caudicus is the ancient symbol of healing. So you could be healers too. This is an energy frequency that may work through you to grant healing to other people's spaces. You are being encouraged in some way to step fully into a confidence. If I was to describe this frequency as a character, as an archetype, as that space, I'm seeing in front of me somebody who is sharp dressed. I mean, this is a male energy, probably like mid-30s, mid-40s kind of flavour about it. Very self-assured frequency, like cocky, edging on cocky. Are just so confident, and this energy frequency is saying, like, you need to step into this slipstream, you need to step into this space, you need to kind of occupy this skin of feeling that you can be very confident and also visible as well. There's a visibility about that frequency. He is the MC of the tarot deck. He is the master of ceremonies. He is a presenter, the face of something, the center point of something, and he is the master manifester. He is the magician. You are working with an elemental energy, being, deity, whatever that frequency is to you. It can encompass any of those words. Planetary frequency that is encouraging you to communicate yourself fully, openly and visibly, and also step into the mastery of your own manifestational capability is what is happening here. There's some kind of maybe lack of confidence, or a little bit of a confidence crisis, or a little bit of a meltdown that could be going on here in this space for me. I'm getting the idea that this frequency wants you to kind of merge with the energy. That's why I'm seeing it in terms of water. Obviously that could be strong connection to like water signs, but it's like if water and air had a baby. Like that's what I'm seeing. It's that quicksilver energy that is Mercury as an element. This is very unique energy. This is very bohemian energy. This is like you. This person's got it all going on. This frequency's got it all going on. You kind of you would love to hate them, but you can't because you love them. That's the energy, and maybe that's your energy, and they want you to step into that fully embrace that kind of frequency. That's what I'm feeling with that space. I feel like the moment that you kind of open up and share space with this energy, that you'll be refueled but by some kind of like confidence injection is what I'm feeling. And the speed, there's something about the speed in which you might well be able to manifest may make your head spin. That is what I'm hearing. It may make your head spin. This energetic frequency is funny. There's a mischievousness about the nature of this, but that is the perfect magician. That's the perfect showman if you want. There's this real skill set in this space, and obviously, you know, possible magic here as well. Like some of you might be highly capable magical practitioners. Certainly I see this energy like it's a goddamn force field. I mean, it really is a force field. It surrounds you. You can call on this space and ask for assistance, and it's almost like knocking at the door, or casually leaning in the doorway, you know, gazing distractedly at perfectly manicured fingernails is what I'm getting. That's the vibe that I get. It's like, this is the pantheonic equivalent of James Bond, like times deity. Minus misogyny, by the way, and any level of kind of gender bias. In fact, the fluidity about this space is kind of part of what this energy can play with as well here. It just feels very, very, very much like the best ally you could possibly have if you're trying to launch yourself onto a new platform, especially with a company or a communication thing. Maybe you're getting yourself a sales platform sorted. Again, that sales, trade, energetic coming in there. For some of you, this could be about performance, and for others, it's about writing, communicating, putting things down on paper, expressing yourself. in a way that I'm seeing very strong air elementals here from the Royal Arcana. Sorry, yeah. I'm seeing the Queen of Swords, King of Swords here. I feel like you're very fair. This is a balanced energy. I am getting like a strong Libra flavour to this space. And I know that sounds like... It's almost like I'm feeling like this is intended to balance to you. It's like the energy slipstream here is fluid, right? There's a consistency around the way, the fluidity, the way that it moves. And it's trying to get you to kind of balance within that. It's kind of like surfing or something where you have to only make minor adjustments. It's like less is more. And this frequency... it can handle the rest is what I'm hearing. This is some strong ass spiritual support going on up here. I mean, I'm hearing for some of you, you have called this energy to you. This is a guide that you work with. This is a frequency that you connect with in a deific way, or this is part of your natural energetic sphere, and you know, maybe a new way of thinking about that energy, about yourself on a personal level. This is highly individualistic is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing David Bowie now, which is Spirit's way of showing like one-off artistry. There is a desire to be of quality, to create a quality energy is what I'm getting here. The magician is a master of craft, a master of skills, of all of the suits. So that balancing frequency that I'm picking up with that Libra energy coming through again there's a mastering of the balance between work, play, motivation and creativity and emotional space. There's an ability to get those things balanced and therefore kind of achieve like a high speed lift off. I mean, this is an energy that is wanting to give you wings. That's what I'm feeling. That's why I feel that this could go at speed. So, you know, careful what you wish for with this frequency. It's really cheeky as well, this frequency. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. There's a deep irony here. There's a cleverness with words. That's, you know, it's witty and bantery kind of frequency. This is a lot of fun, this energy to hang out with, I am sure. And I feel like it's massively in your court, and whatever it is that you're being asked to platform, to present, whether it's an idea, whether you're pitching for something, whether you're interviewing for something and therefore pitching yourself, this is asking you to kind of step up to the level that you need to be recognised in a professional way. Kind of don't be afraid of being visible. Do not be afraid of... Don't get stage fright. If you get stage fright, it's okay. It's part of it. But it's the adrenaline factor that comes with this. He is so smooth. This energy is ridiculous. It's like Cary Grant smooth. Like, it's Cary Grant smooth. This is for me, this is a thoroughly modern deity as well as being ancient, because it's always applicable and we're always communicating as humans. So in modern form, this deity would have slipped out of the womb wearing a tuxedo. That's my vibe. This is cool. This is so confident and cool. This creative frequency has got just it's so charismatic. Literally, I think now Hermes is now my favourite god. Yeah, you've won me over. I mean, what can I say? What can I say? Pass me a cocktail. This frequency is telling me that the mind and balance are an association that has often been forgotten about, but is a very ancient association. Balance, and I'm seeing the staff now with the twisted snakes. The symmetry of that energy is stepping forward to me, and that's why I'm seeing Libra with the scales, with that symmetry again here. And also you've got the duality that's associated with Gemini under the Mercurial card, also Virgo too here. But that I am getting strong Piscean frequency as well coming through. And as I say in other readings, it's not about the signs, it's about the flavour that gives you of the nature of this space. I'm being told that this is some kind of reflective, mirroring kind of an energy, which makes complete sense if this is a guide frequency, which is what I'm getting. This is an assistive energy. This is here to assist behind the scenes, but also, to set you up to soar is what I'm hearing for some of you here, like to set you up, to give you wings, but also to push you from a nest. So to put you out of your comfort zone so that you can see how capable you are, and for some of you how far you've come is what I'm hearing too. I think some of you have been feeling really maybe quite anxious because this energy is coming across as just so laid back that it's a perfect balance. Again, that balance, it's a perfect balance to a frequency of anxiety. So maybe if you've come from a space of being nervous or anxious, I feel like it's kind of, this is the kind of energy that gives you that ability to take a deep breath. I'm seeing somebody standing in the wings now, ready to like go on stage kind of thing, and it's the nervous energy that is going with that, and then that big deep breath. And more than that, this is the energy that steps in and goes, you're gonna nail this, and you believe them. This is it, and you're like, I'm gonna nail this. And that's what this energy is talking about in terms of merging, like believe in yourself the way that energy frequency would believe in you. Like imagine Cary Grant was your best friend hanging out with you on a daily basis and telling you how great you were, and you get some idea of this frequency. So if you haven't been listening to this frequency wants you to know that it's, gazing distractedly at its perfectly manicured fingernails and waiting for you to pay attention and realize how goddamn amazing you are. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. There's like, how awesome you are. Because this frequency is unwaveringly self-assured, and don't get me wrong, like, again, I'm seeing David Bowie, don't get me wrong, I don't think that he was like always super confident. I'm sure he was like shitting it behind the scenes before he went on for some of his performances, but boy, that's not what you saw. What you saw was an artist changing the dynamic of things, changing the flavour, and the magician is capable of changing the world. I associate this card with somebody like Nikola Tesla, who was like showcasing radio-controlled cars in like the late 1800s to a stunned crowd that basically thought he was a wizard, and understandably so. That would have looked like sheer wizardry, and that's the thing about the magician. You make it look easy. You make something look so easy. So you go out and make it look easy, but you know what goes into it. You know the hard work and the sweat and the dedication that has gone into whatever it is that you're being asked to like step up towards. But that now is the time to showcase yourself, is what I'm feeling. Yeah, there's something very strong with this energy and perfect timing. And it's like the universe takes care of the timing. The right things happen at the right time, and all you need to do is stay in alignment with yourself and keep manifesting. Because I feel like some of you have been working really hard. You've manifested this frequency, and this is a master manifester. So you must have asked for help, maybe. You've called this frequency, is what I'm feeling. Some of you, that I'm feeling that's so strong. Like, this is a frequency you are meant to be working with. There's some part of you that's called on this. This is very conscious energy is what I'm picking up. So if you haven't kind of termed it before, and this is resonating with you, then yeah, you might not have thought about it in terms of like a person or whatever, but sometimes that can help when you're connecting with an energy frequency to see a guide or that frequency as an embodiment of an archetype, especially if you're trying to learn tarot. That's just by the by. Yeah, something about the timing of this is spot on, is what I'm feeling. The magician is so deft with the timing. You imagine watching a magician on stage, sleight of hand, like that capability to get their timing bang on. So it's like Spirit is saying, let us handle the time frame, and you just do what you need to do in the space that you have, in being authentic to that showcasing energy, whatever that means for you, being authentic to that. Anyway, I think that's all I've got for you. I am loath to leave this energy. I'm hanging out with this energy more. This energy is cool, and manifestation would be very handy. So yeah, if that resonated with you, please do like, subscribe, share, comment. My website is live. You can book a reading with me online. The link is below. It's super easy. And yeah, go tell everyone your great ideas and make them think you're a wizard. Bye. Hello, everybody who chose pile 3 here. So yeah, I keep calling them piles, although they're not really piles, they're just numbers. So number 3, hello. Anyway, rambling over. I'm not quite sure where I did this reading, but this is the reading that wanted to come through. And again, I was told to do a channeled read. It seems to be a bit of a habit, the last couple of reads, but you know, I never know quite what Spirit's going to prod me with the next time around. I'm sure I'll be back on the cards very soon. So this is very interesting because I'm getting quite a strong energy straight away, but I want to say it's delicate at the same time. There's a real... Okay, so when I mean strong, I mean like... What do I mean by strong? I mean multiple. Number 1, I mean multiple. There's more than one frequency here, and they're the kind of same type of frequency is what I want to say. I'm hearing the word family. For some people, yeah, there's a connectedness. For some people, these are family members, maybe that have passed over. But also for others, this is, I'm seeing the star card now, so this is like star family. And this is like otherworldly, familial energy coming through for some of you. So what I've been noticing with these readings is that there's like, there can be 2 threads, like one very personal in terms of like, energies that have passed over, which feel kind of more solid, and then the energy frequency or a bandwidth that is behind that, or it encompasses it, is what I should say. So I describe this as collective for sure. The sense that I'm getting off this is like, yeah, there's when I say delicacy, what I mean to say is like grace. That's what I mean to say, because there is real strength here, but there's a gracefulness about it, and coming with that is a very powerful feminine energy. Just in general, I don't mean one energy, I mean like collectively what this feels like is very receptive frequency, like highly intuitive, very dignified, is what I'm getting with this. I am seeing a lot of blues and purples here, and I don't know whether that is going to resonate with anybody, but it's particularly blue, shades of blue is what I'm getting. There's a real kind of translucence, I want to say, about this. I think I've encountered this frequency before in a different reading. This is interesting. What's coming through here is assistance with healing. That's what I'm feeling. There's clearly some kind of healing or recovery, is what I want to say, going on, that these frequencies are around to assist you with. Because I'm seeing the star card, and when I see the star card, that for me is about hope. It's about things turning around. It's about receiving like a new inspiration, but it be very refreshing. It be to do with healing. It be very gentle. There's a sensation of incredible tenderness. That's the word I'm looking for. There's a real tenderness in this frequency. Like, I want to describe it as like a soft blanket. There's a snuggly quality, or that there's kind of a smoothing of feathers as well, is what I want to say here. That like there's a kind of a calming or soothing or stroking quality about this frequency that is coming in to offer you a nurturance, offer you room to heal, to refresh your soul, is what I'm feeling. And you are perceived as family to this collective force. You are perceived that way. They see you that way. I'm hearing the Sinead O'Connor song. Oh my God, it makes me want to cry. How's it go? This is to mother you, to comfort you and get you through. Oh, it's such a lovely song. I'm going to post the link for you guys, so check it out. Next to your reading, I'm going to post a link. It's such a beautiful song, and I feel like this frequency is coming in to mother you, to give you some form of self-nurturance, to hold you, to make you feel comforted and soothed. This is just beautiful, magical, blue energy is what I want to say. Sparkling. It's like, for me, it looks like the colour of lapis 1 minute in my mind, and next time I see this frequency, it's sky blue. It's got this purity about it. It's skyward. It's sky energy. That's what I'm feeling. It's kind of looking up for inspiration kind of frequency, or how you would look up to a parent as a child, for example, and just be held. And it's offering you that sense of being like enclosed in a womb-like space that is very secure, that very calm, very soothing, very tender, very comfortable. If I was to describe what I'm seeing in terms of like beings, I want to say that these beings are taller and that they have a translucence about them. There's a kind of shining quality about this frequency, and there's multiple of them. I would say I would call them like slender and very tall. That's how it feels, and in terms of like, for those of you that connecting with that star family frequency, with that otherworldly energy, that is what is coming through here. But for those of you who feel that connectedness to like a more immediate family space, I am getting that this could be, there's more than one family member here, for sure. But there's a dignity or a nurturance or a compassion that's already founded in a much older space, and that is relevant to both parts of this frequency that I'm picking up. That there's history here, which is why you are perceived as family. You are family. Part of your soul belongs to this collective, and that collective is not all here in the physical, but it is here in the spiritual, and it's offering real assistance. And this may also come through to you, I'm hearing again, this is quite an interesting one, this may also come through to you as the frequency of a very high resonant female, spiritual, I want to say kind of Mother Mary, like a white kind of maiden or white kind of goddess energy, or there is that sense that goes with the star of that association to great goddesses like Isis, and Sirius was associated with Isis. The star is often associated with Sirius, and I feel that is a link for me to star family. And I'm feeling here it's also linked to like that sort of ancient frequency of female energy, that is like powerfully tender. That's the only way to describe it. The power in the tenderness can sew, I'm seeing like tiny little stitches almost, like can sew up the smallest of wounds. Like that's what I'm feeling. There's a detail in how you're put back together here. So I feel like there's an energy that is helping you reform or heal or recover. And I'm seeing like skin cells and rejuvenation, and it's helping you deal with all the details. It's tying up loose ends. There's some kind of I'm seeing things in terms of threads and sewing, so maybe that's an association with some of you, but there's some kind of fixing going on here, and it feels like too strong a word for it. It's so organic. It's completely natural, but there's a way that these energies are speeding this process. They're magnifying that frequency around your space. It's like holding a magnifying glass and then beaming the sun through. And it's kind of so soft, this frequency, that even beaming it is still soft. It's still soft, but it's you'll feel it. And if you're feeling your ancestry, whether that's people that have passed over that cared for you, I'm feeling that there's a kind of parental flavour about this, but it doesn't have to be. It can just be people you deem family, like soul connectedness, that are with you and looking in on this space and assisting and magnifying what feels like quite a natural healing process for you, a process that you're already engaged with, is what I want to say. And your engagement kind of helps them plug more energy into the sockets, like multiple plugins, kind of downloading to your space and literally rejuvenating you. And I feel like taking you through a big transformation process, and it could feel almost cellular, this transformation, because I am seeing that energy here in my mind, it's like a light bath is what I want to say. I feel like some of you may well be very connected, or may well deal well with nocturnal energy and nocturnal forces, and you might want to do your energy work by night, or you might feel more connected, more of an intimacy, or you'll feel these frequencies around you more at night. This is a nighttime energy for me. This is not a light of day kind of energy. This is kind of soft blue moonlight feeling, starlight feeling. It's just awesome. Some of you got to drink more water. You've got to be aware of the liquids that you're taking into your system, and that's what I'm seeing. You're being asked to be aware of the liquids that you're taking in, and are you getting enough water, the right kind of water? Are you getting, are you blessing the water? Are you seeing the water as sacred? It's asking you to connect with the water element here, is what I'm getting quite strong. The star is also associated with Aquarius, which may have meaning or relevance for some of you as well. Aquarius for me is an energy of exploration. It's a kind of fresh kick. It might not be like full force. It's kind of grows into the idea and then jumps into a new space with that. Again, it's ruled by Uranus, which is also associated with the Fool. So that energy is coming through as this being a kind of a turnaround, is what I want to say, a rejuvenation. I feel like one of these energies is kind of stepping forward, and what I'm seeing is that they're offering me a bowl. It's a very wide, big, broad bowl, and there is water in it. So that's possibly where the water was coming up for me previously, but what I'm getting from this is that a form of reflection. So this is about reflecting on how you feel, it is my feeling, with those associations, about being receptive to what you need in the moment, and also I'm hearing gentle and kind with yourself. I feel like for some of you, you may experience like quite strong dream spaces, or spaces when you wake up and you feel that there's someone there, or you've been talking to someone, or that you don't feel alone. Again, it's that water element combined with that star energy of third eye chakra, intuition. For me, it's suggesting that you are quite that you have a deep tap in your subconscious to all kinds of magical energies, mystical energies, whatever you want to call them. And I'm seeing here prophecy for some of you have a prophetic leaning, which you may not even fully be aware of at this stage, is what I'm feeling. Well, you may get like strong deja vus or strong feelings, and those impulse feelings, they're kind of being brought to you, or handed to you by this energy, these energies. That's what I'm feeling. It's like handed to you. It's a gift. That's what I'm hearing. It's a gift. That's what they're saying. Some of you might see things that you don't want to see because you have a capable vision, and it's a double-edged sword though, isn't it? With this level of intuition that I feel that you have, it's an incredibly powerful thing, but it's a double-edged sword because you still got to live with it on a day-to-day basis, and it means that you can pick up frequencies of people that you're connected to and experience them, and I feel like that you are very receptive to other people's energetic, very receptive to that space, quite sensitive to it. So this for me is possibly healing from somebody having like injured you or bruised a sensitive space is what I'm seeing, or like, yeah, I feel a strong bruising. That's what I'm feeling like. So some of you may be smarting or still smarting from something here. And you're being looked after. That's what I want to say. Like, spirit is looking after you. And I feel like you're being asked to take it very easy, actually, on yourself, to not push yourself too hard or too fast, to be reflective about how you feel, about what you want to do, about how you feel, about what you want to communicate. It's much more about you in the inner realm reflecting in this space. But know that you're not alone in this, is what I'm feeling. There is a tribe of energy around you. That tribe is far bigger, I think, than you could imagine. There is a big family feeling that is surrounding your space. And I'm seeing a tree now, okay, so I'm seeing, yeah, with deep roots. It's like a super old oak tree. It's pretty epic. My listeners are epic, just saying. Yeah, and I'm hearing the word endurance. I'm hearing the words perseverance. Like, you will outlast. I don't know if that might be relevant to somebody, but I am hearing that as well. You will outlast. It's very powerful frequency. This is very strong because the love here and the solidarity here is kind of, it's very powerful. It creates a network of power in your space, is what I'm feeling. And you're being offered a gift at the moment. So some of you may well be experiencing an uptick in your psychic awareness, which is what I'm getting with that water energy. You do need to ground yourself, and ironically, that means that you need more water. Like, water is an amazing substance to ground. You'll be able to tell whether you've grounded yourself, because if you swallow it and you feel it kind of trickling all the way down your trachea, then I think that you know that you've grounded. If you can feel it going into your stomach, if it feels like it dissipates at the top of your neck, then you are not grounded. And for some reason, Spirit is drawing me again to the tree. Okay, so now I'm seeing the roots. So yeah, this is about holding yourself in position and staying firm in your positioning is what I'm feeling here. I'm not feeling that you're being asked to make any moves from your position, but to just be strong and feel secure in your position. That's what I want to say. It almost sounded like Theresa May then. Oh my God. For those of you Americans out there, like, she was our former Prime Minister, and I really don't want to sound like her, but she totally ruined the words strong and stable by repeating them continually. But there we go. This is actually strong and stable energy. So yeah, bye Theresa. Okay, so what I'm seeing with this tree is like leaves unfurling. So I feel like you're coming out of the dormancy, coming out of the winter months, if you like. This doesn't have to be literal, that there's a dormancy here, and there's a kind of a new a fresh energy. It's like very early spring when you first see shoots come up. It's that kind of gentle freshness is what I'm trying to describe this energy as. It's quite difficult to get into words, like feelings, if you know what I mean. And I think I'm saying that because I think you know exactly what I mean. Yeah, I'm hearing the word family again, so I really feel that family has got a lot to do with this energy. If you don't feel like part of your family, or if you feel that you haven't found your family, or this is almost like, and maybe they're fine, maybe that's all good for you, but this is an extended family. It's like a soul family in your space. And for some reason, they're bringing you this collective energy at this point in time. And it is to do with you healing something. So you could be healing family issues, or kind of releasing expectations on those spaces, or on people that have provided that energy to you, like been like family is what I want to say. Because you have a spiritual family, and you don't need to rely. You can get to choose, and you can get to call who your spiritual family is. And your spiritual family and your physical family, I feel, need to exhibit a level of sensitivity towards you, because you are so sensitive. And again, that star energy, that blue, I'm hearing indigo. So yeah, you might respond to indigo children, indigo generation. That might have some meaning for you, for you lot up here, because and it's there's an inherited lineage, is what I want to say with that family. It's inherited. I really feel like you might be stepping into a totally new level of your spiritual journey, your spiritual space, and this is via this gift that you are being given by these energies or entities, or whatever you want to call them, like heritage. There is heritage here. So for you, that you are inheriting gifts is what I want to say. You may be going through a process of like downloading and upgrading your already present spiritual gifts, and therefore you might go through receiving information, or hearing things, or feeling strange energies around you, or having odd dreams is also what I want to say here. I feel like that nighttime activity, that nighttime energy is very strong in the dream space, in the subconscious, in the psychic and psyche. And when you're in a receptive mode, when you're downloading from those spiritual frequencies, which you are safe to do because you are surrounded by really positive energy, you need to take it very easy on yourself in other aspects of your life, and take it very gently, I feel, in the physical. I feel that you need to go at a steady pace. If you are being very physical, then you need to make sure you get regular breaks, is what I'm feeling. And it's that conscious awareness that I'm being drawn to while you're resting. And so I'm being drawn back to you drinking water, drinking with conscious awareness of what you're taking into your system, specifically liquids, but also remember to eat as well. Don't neglect the body, because there's this sense of feeling ungrounded potentially when you go through these spaces. So seeing roots actually coming out from the base of your feet and like grabbing into the earth like a very impressive oak tree, I think that can help you stabilize if you're feeling a bit out there, a bit way out there, is what I want to say here. You are being asked to kind of directly tune in more with this frequency, should you want to bring that to your meditations, or to your whatever spiritual practice that you do, whether you see this as a kind of angelic family, or as a star family, or an otherworldly type of energy here. It doesn't really matter. Or again, this could be for some of you like family members that you feel accompany you as well. There's two, by the way, is what I'm seeing. If that relates to you, there's two frequencies up here that I'm seeing. I'm seeing a male and a female frequency. Although the male energy feels like it's standing a bit closer, or is a little bit like more obvious. Maybe that's a physical thing as well, but it's yeah, I am feeling kind of a grandfatherly or fatherly support energy for those of you that this has passed. You're dealing with members that have passed over, but there's also a female energy up here in that space for me, but I can't get a read on that. So it's older, it's less strong, it's kind of a weaker frequency, and that's kind of all I can get on it. But for the collective side of it, that feels very, very clear to me. These very tall, translucent beings, these shining, very slender energies is what I want to say, are bringing in just a kind of, they're describing the frequency of this light, this blue light. That's how it feels. This is a bit of an odd one. I'm sorry. I know that it's a bit strange. I get what I get with the channeling. And again, I really, really hope that it's resonating with somebody out there. But the strongest message I'm getting is that you are surrounded by family members. You're surrounded by soul family, and that you are in a transitional space whereby you're healing. You do still have to take it easy on yourself at the moment. You do still have to pay attention to looking after yourself, but kind of the basic fundamentals, try and strip everything else away that's excessive or that is causing stress. This is a very reflective time, and there's quite a few of you that won't really want to talk about this or engage with that many people about it, because it's kind of an inward process is what I'm getting, and that's okay. That's completely okay. These are challenges that you have to kind of master on the inner level, because it's your personal spiritual journey and nobody else can master it. And when you're in that space, you know that. So I feel that if it does feel maybe isolating or lonely, take heart, because you have a strong energy around you, ready and able to assist. And all they would need you to do is to focus on them being there, and that will magnify their presence, and it will magnify the healing energy, it will magnify a sense of feeling truly supported. And I really hope that resonated, and if it did, please like and subscribe and share and comment. Let me know how you're doing and if that was the reading that felt right for you. Anyway, thanks guys, and I look forward to reading again for you soon. Bye bye. Hello and welcome to those that chose number 4 here. So I'm getting an immediate image. I'm getting being shown the mountain in the Lenormand deck, which for me is like a feeling of block, a feeling of like sort of, yeah, there's a blocked energy. It's like a full stop. It's like an overness, a conclusionary, or the sense of looking at the mountain and thinking, there's no way I can get round this. I'm blocked, I'm thwarted. It's like impenetrable, immovable, this kind of space. It's interesting. It's not what I expected to get when I asked, what spirits was surrounding you and hanging out with you, but we'll see where it rolls, because spirit is a bit odd like that. You never know where it's gonna go. It's interesting, because I feel like that is a little bit of a message coming through here. You never know where it's gonna go. I feel like there's some kind of sense of defeatism, or a sense of feeling thwarted is what I want to say. Thwarted in like where you're attempting to go, or maybe you're sort of efforting too hard to connect with the spiritual side of things. That could be the case for some of you here. But I think primarily this block is to do with someone or something. You're being blocked from access is what I'm feeling, to someone, to something. And actually what I'm getting is that this block, this kind of mountain force that I'm getting, it's for your protection. That's what I'm feeling. There's okay. So the mountain and the Lenormand can also mean an enemy. And I feel like that has bearing on this reading. I feel like there is some kind of energy that is seeking to sabotage or attack or trigger or thwart your space. And this may seem like you may be perceiving this energy as like a block or like an energy force that is kind of preventing, and you're not entirely wrong. It's actually protecting, is what I'm getting. It's actually protecting from a negative frequency coming at you that is absolutely stonewalled. I mean, Spirit is showing me like a bug hitting a window and like squishing and sliding down the window. It's like, nice, but you get the idea. This is like a comedy running into like a brick wall and then sliding off in cartoon fashion. That is the energy that's coming at you from someone else and who's in a negative space, is what I want to say. There's a person here that's in a brooding energy, in a negative space. This is not the reading I expected to get. And I feel like this is not what you expected to happen either, or this is not, you didn't expect to be stonewalled. That's what I'm feeling, stonewalled or blocked or thwarted, like just a sense of feeling like stuck, but actually you're being encapsulated and protected. That's the sensation, that it's for your benefit that there is a block up to this space, because it is preventing an enemy force, an enemy energy from moving itself into your arena. And you may feel like there may be a sense of frustration here from your side of things, like feeling that you can't get past this because you want to go in a particular direction and you can't get past this block, or you can't get past this obstacle. It's actually trying to reroute you, is my vibe. It's trying to prevent you from going the wrong way. I'm actually hearing it's kind of immovable. That's what I'm feeling, that you're up against an immovable force here, and that might feel very frustrating because it feels a lot bigger than you. But spiritually, you're being like encased, is what I'm seeing. There's like, it's almost like I'm looking at a pellet, or like one of those old-fashioned ball bearings, or an old-fashioned bullet, a circular bullet, like that would be put into a musket or something. Like you're in the center of it, you're totally encased in the center. And I feel like it's giving me that sort of weaponry energy, because I feel like somebody is wanting to take a shot here, or that you sense that there's something going on that you maybe like can't see, or is completely blocked from view, is what I want to say. It's right that it's blocked. It's right that it's inaccessible. This is all part of some kind of universal timing here, some kind of universal plan. I feel like if you feel kind of trapped or immovable, that you're going to be like shot out of this spiritual musket, and like explode into a different type of existence almost. I feel like for some of you it feels like the energy has been blocked, or that there's been stagnancy, or that immovability, and for some reason I'm feeling like that has been quite suffocating maybe for some of you, or just oppressive, is what I'm getting with this energy as well. And it might be a particular person that you're fully aware of that is making you feel this way, but you are being protected, and there will be a time and things will change quickly, is what I'm getting, that you're going to kind of explode onto the scene for some of you in some way, shape or form, or into a new type of existence or awareness, or the energy suddenly, like there's a sudden start, there's a starter pistol. That's what I'm hearing. And this energy could happen really quickly, so like don't be frustrated at the moment, and whatever you do, don't try to kind of push this force out of the way, or trying to change it or maneuver it. At this point in time, it is generally kind of set, and it's kind of in an immovable space. But I feel like this is not for a great deal longer. That's what it feels like here. This is definitely not the reading I expected to get. Like I say, we never know what we're going to get. So, yeah, there's a feeling of like coming a cross that is quite metallic here. So like I'm seeing that like musket ball or that like ball bearing, and that's giving me a sense of metal, and it's almost like a shield. That's what I want to say. This feels like a shield, and that gives me the vibe of like warrior force. I'm feeling like almost Mars energy here, like strong warriorship. So yeah, I feel like you might be almost like it feels like almost like a sense of compression of energy, so that you know, like that dynamite force, so that it has to be compressed and then can be ignited, and from like a small object, you get a huge force exploding forward, and that is somehow very relevant to this reading. Yeah, it's almost a sense that you're kind of building up to something, or you're building up to some kind of culmination or some kind of expression. Maybe some of you need to like are waiting for a moment to express yourselves, and maybe at the minute that feels frustrating because you can't, or there's some kind of dampener, or that there's some lack of communication maybe going on in this space. But I feel like there's a sense of wanting to be set free of something, and I feel like Spirit's heard this, and it's actually in the process of making this happen, and it's kind of trying to draw to your attention that it's already in motion. And it's almost like it may be hidden from some of you because you're inside the seed of it, is what I want to say. Yeah, so instead of seeing a musket now, I'm seeing a seed, a small seed that's very, very strong, very tough on the outside. Like, so this is, again, as a protective layer, protective shell. And it's so strange for me because the way that I'm seeing the spiritual energy that's hanging out with you is less hanging out with you. It's less like it's got you hanging in it. It's almost, it is the seed and you are in it. That's how it feels. Like you're literally in that spiritual energy. You're being held by a force that feels very, very big. That it feels very, very, very strong in the warriorship zone. I want to describe this like a crucible of inner learning. That's how it feels, with that pressurization, that sort of containment frequency, and then that like jumping forward. There's strong fire force energy for here, up here with me. I'm seeing strong Leo, and I'm being shown the strength card as well. I'm getting Aries as well, very strongly here. And also Sagittarius, like all of the fire signs in this space. But that is the frequency, and it feels like there's been a compression of this energy, and I feel like because I'm being shown the strength card, I feel like some of you have been really tested and you've had to really kind of hold back, is what I'm feeling, or hold it together, or just keep a lid on your emotional contact. I feel like somebody may well have tested you or provoked you, and now there's a sense of feeling, you know, maybe you've created this kind of block frequency, although like, I feel like you don't like it, you don't want it to have to be there if that's the case. So yeah, some of you may well be aware that the position that you're in this capacity is kind of, there's nothing that you can do to fight this space at this moment in time. It just has to be the way that it is currently, and you're kind of waiting on the will of heaven. And I feel like Spirit is fully aware that that's what's going on here, and wants to encourage you, especially if you're having to hold to a strong dignity in the wake of feeling oppressed, or feeling that there's negative energy coming at you from somewhere outside your perimeter, or that you're having to define a very clear perimeter for some of you to prevent this energy from coming through. And you are protected, you are shielded, is what I want to say. I'm seeing very powerful warrior energy up in this space. Like, again, I'm seeing it like a full suit of armor. I'm seeing that shield, I'm seeing it like a glint of metal. This is a very action orientated energy, is what I want to say here. Some of you may have felt on the defensive, or that, you know, maybe you've been ambushed, but there's been a definite like shutdown of energy that's occurred, if that has taken place, with that mountain that I'm getting through. But I feel like you're readying. Some part of this frequency feels like you're readying to enter the fray, or to, you know, to say your piece even, or to challenge something. And the way that I feel that you're challenging it is like the best possible way to challenge it is by turning away from it, basically ignoring it, and kind of leaping forward in your own existence. And I feel that that's that kind of bullet exiting the gun kind of feeling, that that exploding into a new awareness or a new consciousness or a new sense of freedom or a completely new situation for some of you. And I think that's going to happen quickly when it does happen. I don't think it's going to happen quite yet. I think there's a small delay, but I feel like you're being asked to get ready for things to change at speed, especially if you've been waiting for that, especially if you've wanted that to be the case, especially if you felt that you couldn't come out of your shell as well. That's for some of you. But there's definitely some kind of combustive energy involved in getting you from one position to another position here. And this could come via the universe, or it could come, I feel, via you and via this sense of, you know, suddenly feeling an energetic right now is the right time to make a move or something like that. Now is the right time to get from this place to this place or get my action into motion. I feel like some of you really felt held back or felt held under or felt like you couldn't escape from a situation or a sense of maybe how you perceived yourself or a sense of other people's expectations on you that may have kept you very dwarfed is what I'm feeling. Somebody here may well have been very overbearing in your space and there's an energetic imprint. If that's over, then fine, because I feel like most of you it is, because the mountain implies there's no activity for me, but there's this sense that it's still like an oppressive energy that kind of is haunting your space in a sense. So I don't want that energy hanging out with you, and nor does Spirit. So Spirit's put down this block and wants you to recognize that the block is for your welfare and your well-being, and to persevere in some way, shape or form, and to overcome provocation if you're suffering from provocation. And this could be inner provocation as well here. For some of you, this could be some level of karmic energetic going on. If it is, you're already aware of that. There's kind of a density to this kind of energy. It's quite, there's density to it. So it feels quite heavy. But it also feels quite serious, if that makes sense. Like, I want to say Saturn, like for some here, that there's a correlation for me with that frequency and with Saturn and the concept of limitations and the concept of boundary as well is quite firm here. Or you know, being able to say a lot without saying anything, you know, because that, you know, saying nothing is also a response. It's that kind of frequency of learning maybe that is going on around you and in your space, and it's very intense though. It's a very intense space of learning is what I'm getting. So if I was to describe the energy frequency that I'm getting in terms of like seeing it as an individual, what I am seeing in my mind is an enormous, totally armored person. And I can't tell whether this male or female. It's strong yang force is what I want to say about it. But it's kind of irrelevant what the gender is here, because what I'm sensing is warriorship. That's the word that I'm hearing, warriorship. It's almost like the spiritual energy within you that is the spiritual warrior is learning something very profound about spiritual warriorships. And it's to do with knowing how and in what way to retreat, knowing when to engage and when not to engage. There is a lot here, and how to recognize the enemy as well. Sometimes it takes shutting off and some level of distance and some level of like perspective of drawing back to recognize what you're dealing with is a frequency that is actually in opposition, because sometimes these can be very disguised, right? So I'm getting that all of this information is coming through. This figure that I'm seeing is basically just said, suit up. That's what I'm hearing. It's time to suit up. So I feel like this is you, like readying yourself for some kind of what you expect to be some kind of impactful force. And it might be a force that you're carrying within yourself, that you're going to utilize to break free from something, which could well be the case here. And it's about having the courage to face breaking from the status quo as well is what I'm feeling. There's a sense of security, but also oppression, but that comes I'm feeling like that comes just before the seed bursts forth, and you are the seed, and the spiritual force accompanying you is the warriorship which is surrounding you. Almost, you're within this warriorship frequency. So there's an energy here of having spiritual force with you that belongs to that space, that belongs to that bandwidth, and that can translate in a number of ways to you. But the spiritual warriorship is what you're being taught here, and that's a lot more to do with like accepting impasse. There's an impasse here. There's some kind of no access situation, and it's coming to accept that you can't get through. Maybe you can't get through to another person. Maybe you just don't feel heard. I feel like this is quite extreme, though. If that's the case, this is a very extreme energy, and it's telling you to kind of step away from it energetically, step away from that space so you don't injure yourself. And also, you're being asked to protect yourself, but you're being asked to dress in your armor. And I'm here, oh yeah, okay, fine. So I'm getting that connection. There's a very famous passage in the Bible, I can't remember exactly where, it's been a while, but where it's describing somebody suiting themselves up, and the breastplate is like the breastplate of honesty, and there's each part of your equipment, if you like, represents an aspect that is worth fighting for. So that's like very strong integrity, and it's your sense of truth is what I'm getting. It's like the true you is what I'm feeling about this situation, just wanting to break free of other people's expectations in particular, in this particular sense. So yeah, I'm just going to see if I've got anything else for you. Yeah, despite all this warriorship, I feel like you're being asked to, I'm hearing the word dharma, so maybe that's got some significance for some of you here. I just have to throw that in there. I feel you're being asked to confront a space without confrontation, if that makes sense. You're asked to be using all of the energy you may feel like in terms of, maybe some of you are angry or frustrated is what I'm getting with some of this energy. No, that's not for all of you, but for the people that do feel angry and frustrated about this situation, it's almost asking you to ball up that fire force, like compress it and then focus it towards where you want to jettison yourself, because you wouldn't believe the amount of energy available to you if utilized for your benefit. And I was listening to one of my favorite readers earlier, and she said something, and it really stuck with me, and being asked to kind of repeat it here to you guys. And it's such a great expression, and it was, so you don't get punished for your anger. No, sorry, you don't get punished for your anger, you get punished by your anger. So that is something that I feel is worth mentioning, because it was a karmic read that she was doing, and that is coming to mind. There's some kind of big force at play here. There's the Dharma, which is your own personal destiny. And in order to embrace your Dharma, you have to confront like a fear. And I feel like you're breaking out of a fear. But essentially, it's a fear that's held you back, not a person or a situation. They've kind of reflected this energy to you, so that you can confront the inner space by like taking control of the inner warrior and kind of slaying the inner beast, if you like. That's what I'm getting from this situation. And also being fully protected from negative force coming at you, and becoming aware of the fact that maybe some of the energies that you've been picking up have not belonged to you. So the spiritual warriorship is also about sending back what does not belong to you, about releasing what does not belong to you, so that it can be fully with its own owner. Because even when you're angry and frustrated about something, you're still taking on energetic frequency that of the other person, and it's still a way in a sense of them avoiding responsibility of taking all the energy fully back. But obviously not asking you to speed that process, because that requires healing. But I feel like you're at a position where you're ready to utilize it in a kind of, right, I'm going this way, watch this. And that is the sense that's coming through here, and you're being literally clapped on the back is what I'm seeing by this very strong yang force. I mean, so I feel like you're being accompanied by a spiritual warrior of some description, whether that is an entity that you are aware of, or whether it is a frequency of warriorship that you are kind of resting within because it's part of your dharma, part of your own spiritual destiny, that it doesn't detract from the message of this frequency. Yeah, God, that was not what I expected, and really pretty damn fascinating. I love how spirit leads me places I never expect to go, and it takes a little bit to unravel it, but that's the joy of doing it, of course. So it's the joy of connecting with it. Anyway, really, really hope that resonated, and if it did, please like, subscribe, share, comment. Let me know how you're feeling and whether that was a reading that you needed to hear, and thank you so much for listening to my channel and for all of your support, and I'm looking forward to reading for you again. Take care, bye.